So let's take you through the grid for the final four mini-max. Gage Moyes will line up on pole position alongside will be Vince van der Hollen, Kimi Mai and Tygo Holthausen, row 2. James van der Poel and AJ Bergeraff round out row 3. Ahead of Olivier Mazurkiewicz, Julian Dummer, Bendik Schulte and Rickard Joppen who round out the top 10 places. Jente Münnen, Devrim Yater, Tim Hansler, Didi Didale, Mika Vonk, Duncan Hudson, Jarakiewicz Bosch, Tim Steiger, Jeffer Beck and Pascal Knip round out the top 20 drivers. Anastasia Tully, Lawrence van Vlanderen, Jesse Andringa, Joliene Marie Schultz, Jens Kielstra, Milano Shiphorst, Sebastian Brandt and Lennart Köster set to complete the 14-row, 28-strong grid here at Kerpen. So it looks like again that Lennart Köster will be a non-starter for this race. After this, 6 more to go before we then head back to Circuit de Lansard on the 15th of September 2024. Then to Circuit Park Berchem, 13th of October. 3rd of November concludes the 2024 season of chrono karting for the Dutch Rotax and KZ2 Championship at the home of champions, Karting Genk, Belgium. So, red lights on the gantry into the tram lines, revs rise, full start called. So they are going to have to go round again for another lap. So all 27 drivers that have crossed the timing beam, apart from, well, there is one additional driver, Lennart Köster, who handed back the transponder earlier on today, so would have non-started. But Gage Moyes and Vince van der Hollen at the front end of the field, they will lead the train out of the final left-hander. Red lights back on the starting gantry. 13 minutes plus an additional lap. Revs rise. Lights are out. And we're back underway. And a good start by Gage Moyes. But a big incident through turn 1. Big incident. Multiple carts off. Multiple carts involved. I have not seen an incident like that in my karting commentary career. That is a big incident. I cannot believe what we've just witnessed. And it happened from, I think it was James van der Poel in the 106. They came through the tram lines. One cart went a little bit wide. And it was, oh yes, it was contact. I think probably between James van der Poel and it was a Tony kart. And I think that Tony kart might have been, it was Vince van der Hollen. So there are dramas. Dramas in the opening lap through the first corner. That just goes to show that one corner can change the complexity and the dynamics of a championship. James van der Poel, I think, got away with it in terms of track position. Yeah, Van der Poel was up, back axle was up in the air and then got hit by a car on the right-hand side, which pointed the 106 back in the right direction. But Kees Moyes leading. Second, Kimi Mai, Tygo Holthausen and AJ Berghoff round out the top four. Julian Timmer, fifth. Olivier Mazurkiewicz, James van der Poel, Jens Moonen, Duncan Hudson and Tim Hansler round out the top 10. Vince van der Hollen is out of this race. Jara Kiewicz-Bosch out of this race. I think Laurens van Vlaanderen might also be out. I'm just waiting for the timing to update at the minute. But Kees Moyes is leading, and it's trying to steal a march on the rest of the field in front, which includes Kimi Mai. Kimi Mai and then Tygo Holthausen, AJ Berghoff. Mazurkiewicz now drops behind James van der Poel, who I have to say must have had a guardian angel on his Sodi kart chassis at that point. Now battle for second position. Oh, that's a dive and a half. Tygo Holthausen sent it through before the Schumacher chicane. I'm just having a look back at that incident at turn one. It was like the big one at Daytona. There were karts left, right, centre, spinning around backwards into the barriers, kicking up the grass, and it all started from row 2. And some drivers unable, some drivers, I think the majority of the field, very, very lucky. Jara Kiewicz-Bosch pulled straight on, went straight on at turn 2. And it looks like we might have a couple more possibly not driving in this race anymore. Possibly Devrim Yater, Duncan Hudson. Oh, and we have, right, there is a driver. Now that is on the run down from turn 1. So we have had a driver have a drama. So that, well, Devrim Yater and Duncan Hudson, those might be the two involved. Laurens van Vlaanderen is down in 23rd. Meantime, at the sharper end of the field, there's the Julian Dimmer going past Olivier Mazurkiewicz. Kees Moyes has a 6.5 of a second lead in front of Tygo Holthausen. AJ Berghoff, I think, just tried to go through on Kimi Mai. Someone was off the circuit at turn 4 and went rally crossing. As I said, this is one of those moments in where you have to feel like somebody like Vince van der Hollen, who up until that point, up until today, was absolutely menacing. Mazurkiewicz gets through and was robust on Julian Dimmer. Jens Moonen now trying to get through on the 125. Might try and launch it up the inside through into turn 2. No, Dimmer defends and keeps the 110 Haas chassis at bay. Tygo Holthausen does have a bit of an indent on that front bumper, right in the centre of it. A little bit further back, Pascal Knip getting through on Tim Hansler through at turn 5. That's going to be a change of... That's an 11th position gained by Pascal Knip. Great job there by the 165. So out of the race, Devrim Yater, Duncan Hudson, Vince van der Hollen, Jara Kiewicz-Bosch, and Lennart Koester. Well, Koester was did not start the race, but a little bit further back, this is Tim Hansler being caught by Mika Vonk and Milano Schipphorst. Then just behind Anastasia Tulli and Jefferbeek. Oh, dive up the inside. That was more than likely Mika Vonk on Philip Hansler. Tim Hansler, my apologies there. And just behind them is, who's that? That's the 114. That's Shibhorst. That's going to allow Anastasia Tully, Jeff Verbeek, Bendik Schulte, maybe even at a push, Rikard Joppen to close on in. Okay. Time penalty issued. Unsportsmanlike driving. That is more than likely for contact. Olivier Mazurkiewicz. So a 3-second time penalty for the 116. Winner of the final last time out at Circuit de Lansard, just outside of Eindhoven in the Netherlands. You're literally a stone's throw from the airport. It's a 15-20 minute drive by car. Battle for P3 really starting to heat up. Kimi Mai. Oh, and now we've got another penalty coming through. Tim Hansler, 3-second start, 3-second penalty for start procedure infraction. Oh, well, the hits, they keep on coming. And some drivers might really have to keep an eye on the live timing, or keep an eye on stewards' decisions. The main reason being is that sometimes you can fall foul of stewards if there are too many infractions, but obviously they have to look at every bit of information relating to the incident at hand, and once they've done that, they'll make a conscientious and clear decision. Meantime, Mika Vonk has got past Pascal Klipp. I'm sure that I probably already said that. Gage Moyes still leads ahead of Tygo Holthausen by 0.236 of a second. Just under 4 minutes and a quarter to go, plus an additional 2 laps. And Tygo Holthausen closing in. So the battles wage on. Kimi Mai trying to get through on AJ Bergeraff. This is for 3rd place on the road. There's James van der Poel. I think if you were going to look at the most luckiest individual this season, James van der Poel surely must be at the top of most people's lists. Pretty much it's going to be one of the biggest saves I've ever seen in my life as a commentator. We still have 3 1/4 minutes left to go in this Mini Max final. And Gage Moyes still leads by just under 2.5 tenths of a second in front of Tygo Holthausen. There's the battle between Kimi Mai and AJ Bergeraff. That's the battle for P3. Just behind them, they've got James van der Poel in the 106 Sodi kart. Still plenty of this race left. Just under 2 minutes and 20 plus an additional 2 laps. This battle for P3 is not quite over yet. AJ Bergeraff still holding on to that 3rd place ahead of Kimi Mai. James van der Poel, Olivier Mazurkiewicz, Julian Dummer, Jente Moon and Mika Vonk, Pascal Klipp. That is your top 10 in this race at this moment. So we've had another penalty issued for the 199 of Didi Dadali. Also, unsportsmanlike driving. Further 3-second time penalty. But you have to give credit where credit is due. Gage Moyes has been hanging on so much to the back bumper. Tiger Holdhausen closing in on the back bumper of Gage Moyes. But we still have at this time around 23 of the 28 starters still running. So with 37 seconds on the timer remaining, we're on to our... Oh, now that might be... I think that's probably Vince van der Hallen just sitting by the sidelines there. I was worried that there might be another driver off the circuit. But Gage Moyes has been holding on and did a really good job in the pre-final to take the win. Now, that is effectively his top rookie in this. Holthausen has been giving chase. There's 2 laps to go. Gage Moyes is going to have to start fighting. He's going to have to start defending. Will look over his shoulder. Did so coming out of the final corner over his left-hand side. AJ Berggraaf rounding out the top 3 ahead of James van der Poel. And Kimi Mai, Olivier Mizurkovic down to 6 ahead of Julian Dummer. Jente Moonen and Mika Vonk with Pascal Knip, who has made up 10 places. Milano Shiphorst has also made up 10 places in this race. Sebastian Brand started 27th, now 19th. Jeff Verbeek and Anastasia Tooley also made up 7 positions themselves respectively. But this time around, we are going to go on to the final lap of the Minimax final. And that was a move from James van der Poel. And that's got him up into P3 on AJ Berggraaf. Rickert Joppen, in the meantime, has got past Anastasia Tooley. Pascal Knip is not that far behind Mika Vonk. And if Pascal Knip makes up another position, overtaking the 133 on this final lap of this race, that will be a total of 11 positions gained. But what a drive. Soaking up the pressure like the proverbial sponge. Out of the final corner, Gage Moyes wins in Kerpen. First a pre-final, now he's won a big one. And he wins by 2/10 ahead of Tiger Holthausen. James van der Poel takes P3, AJ Berggraaf. Gratulation Kimi Mai. 5. Platz nach diesem Finale bei Minimax. There you go, I don't just speak one language. So Kimi Mai takes 5th place ahead of Olivier Mizurkovic, Julian Dummer, Jente Moonen, Mika Vonk, Pascal Knip makes up 10 places to round out the top 10 overall. Jeff Verbeek, Tim Hansler, Bendik Schulte, Rickert Joppen, Anastasia Tooley, Milano Shiphorst, Didi Dadali, Joliene Marie Schultz, Sebastian Brandt, Lawrence van Vlaanderen rounds out the top 20. Jesse Andringa, Tim Stiger, Jens Kielstra, the last of the classified finishers. Devin Mieta and Duncan Hudson out on lap 3. And after the big one at turn 1, Vince van der Hallen out on the opening lap, along with Jara Kivitz-Bosch. Mai had the tables turned, and Mai has this title fight now come alive.